We're gonna do a song that you never heard before.
The volume.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again.
Charlie V.
Miss Kennedy, my brother from another mother.
What's good, bro?
I got a question for you, man. Did you see that? Did you see that Diana Rossini had recently resigned from the Athletic? And I don't know if you saw this, but Diana Rossini was formerly on ESPN for a number of years, and she was a beat writer for a number of years, and not beat writer, beat reporter actually for the Tennessee Titans, right?
Right.
And she resigned because there were some pictures and video that came out of her linking up with the boy Mike Vrabel, the coach for the Patriots now.
Yeah.
Like you were in there to get the insider tips and get the exclusives though, man. And both of them are married. So my question to you is this though, bro. Um, faults, wrongs, bad look. What we doing about it, man?
Two grown people, two consenting adults that I don't know their situations. Because you could be married, but at the same time could be going through something. Your separation might not be public yet. Your open marriage might not be public. There's a number of things, but again, two consenting adults. But she also has to understand her professional responsibility, which is why she stepped down, because she basically was like, listen, the Athletic is already doing their own investigation, but with all of the noise around the social media and everybody pushing back, then it's kind of one of those things that I just want to cut the cord and start fresh and do what I need to do. So, or step back at least for a minute, you know what I'm saying, to get that attention off of her. So it's one of those things that, again, professionally, I can understand why she might have wanted to take a step back, but at the same token, two consenting adults, who am I?
So does it the optics though, right? The fact that they were caught in 4K, pretty close to 4K anyway.
Yeah. So you basically saying it's like the Coldplay video, the Coldplay concert.
It is. And listen, I think if anything, it's worse than the Coldplay. See, the thing about the Coldplay that makes it worse is that one of the lady was apparently under the impression that, I don't know, at least when she came out, that she didn't know that dude was married or whatever, though, right?
Right.
Which I don't believe that either, right? But I think that because it's like you can get on Facebook so easily to find out information on somebody. That's a very easy thing. But I think that what does make this look worse to me is the fact that one, that they're both married. They were in this is the thing that's crazy. This place that they were at was supposedly like a couple's place, though, right? So it's like a couple's retreat. So it's like, all right, well, we're going there as a couple, right? At least that's how it looks on the surface, because why else would you be single at a couple's retreat resort spot, right? And then I think the part that does look bad though, man, is that professionally, right? Professionally, it's looking like, yo, is that how you've been getting them inside tips? You've been getting the inside scoop. You've been getting the first to know that. And listen, she could very well be good at her job. I've seen her on like not Pardon the Interruption, but Around the Horn. I've seen her on some of the shows that are on ESPN, and I think that she seems to be very professional, at least speaking wise. And I think that she probably knows her stuff. But I think that at the same time, though, bro, it's like, all right, well, listen, man, this can't paint you in the most flattering light, seeing that it looks like you've been shimmying up with the coach to get all your inside information, though, bro.
But what if he was trying to push up on her though? Why is it on her though?
Listen, I get that. But here's my thing about it though, right? I understand that from that perspective, that is a very legitimate thing. I think that and it could be that yeah, on the surface, both of them are getting something out of the deal. But you know how it always looks like. Is this what you have to do to climb up the ladder and everything? Because
I get
she
it,
was
but
a
at the
beat
same
reporter though.
no, I understand. Again, that's where I said the professional part of it, of her stepping away because of all the noise behind it. But that's just it's because again, right? We talked about the whole Sharon thing to the Michigan for the Michigan
Mm,
quarterback. I mean, the Michigan coach, and
yep.
they blamed him. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's like, well, where's the accountability for the girl? So this is where the reverse comes in of where's the accountability for him as a head coach? You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't gonna lose his job.
He ain't gonna lose his job, bro.
Because now again, situation's different because obviously Sharon had, was messing with like a colleague who was under a subordinate, basically. So these two, that's why I said in the beginning, it's two consenting adults, and I don't know the details of their relationships. So, unfortunately, cameras is everywhere. So that's just what it is.
Listen, I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna take you to here. Okay, they go way back,
Mhm.
right? They go way back because I think that she broke in with the Titans as far as her big step, and then that was just that. Though once she kind of became more of a mainstream face, though, right? But here's the thing: I think that's just crazy, though, bro. I think about her, right, and the young what me or hip. She probably looked like she's like in her mid to late 40s, right? Right. Maybe even early 50s. And I don't want to date her like that. But what that makes me think about, you know, are there women like the women, right? The Josina Andersons of the world, the Kimberly Martins of the world who are trying to get these stories though, right? And this is a whole I'm not gonna pose this question to you. But listen, bro, you know who would be so Taylor Rooks would be so much pressure, bro. Pressure. I listen, man. I'll see Taylor Rooks, and she got guys out here acting unusual though, bro. And I just sit there and think though, man. Like I see her. She got Steve Nash out here dancing, popping, and locking. She just got she makes people. She pressure. And I understand that when you say like all right, well, what about from his perspective? It's like, bro, I think Taylor Rooks will make him fold, though, bro. If she was
Well,
just a regular beat, and there are some of those girls that are just that, though, bro. And golly,
well,
though, man.
you gotta also look too. It doesn't help. Like it doesn't help because Joy Taylor was wrapped up in something similar, right?
Yes.
And but who I also think is pressure though is Molly when she was on First Take.
I think Molly is pressure, but she is very much pressure. I think that the thing that makes Taylor Rooks so much more pressure is that she is younger. Now, I don't remember Molly when Molly was on NFL Network. I only remember seeing her when she got the first tape.
Right.
So I can only imagine the kind of pressure she was back then.
Yeah.
But bro, but I'm talking about like, bro, I constantly see Taylor Rooks brings out the. I'm talking about, bro. She make boys get out there acting very unusual, though, bro. I've
I
seen
seen how that boy.
interviews.
I seen how that boy Steve Nash was out there dancing, and
You out there, I'm like, oh, so now you now like Steve Nash. Now you out here popping and like, Malika Andrews used to be the same way, bro. Where I saw an interview, I just see people just going way left with some of this. Like I saw one time, that's when she was getting interviewed. She was interviewing Ja Morant. And Ja Morant was like, nah, we good in the West. Nah, I don't see nobody. And I'm talking like, bro, you this woman got you talking that spicy though, bro. And that there are certain women though, bro, that will make some of these dudes fold like a lawn chair in Montgomery, bro.
yeah. Well, look, bro. Well, we got some things to get into. We got this NBA stuff we need to get into, but let's get this music popping off so we can get on to it, bro.
Let's do it.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
If you
of all
smell what the rock. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Time.
Hey, listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, anything you see us on social media. Follow your boys them. You click on the notification, you click on the bell, you get the heads up whenever your boys is doing a thing. Ace Kennedy. Hey, you brought up Sharon, by the way, from Michigan, and Sharon had officially no time. He just got about 18 months probation. You still think there's life after all of this for him in the coaching world?
It is. It's just gonna be some steps. Like I said, he'll have to take some assistant position. He may even have to go to like a division 2 school for a little bit, unless he gets a break, like if Harbaugh brings him on staff or something like that. So it's possible. It is definitely possible because again, not necessarily probably the same situation, but he ain't the only coach out here cheating, obviously. And so that man was just basically risking it all. And so there's definitely life after it, because that ain't got nothing to do with football. That just has management issues. So you just don't put him in a management position for a while. He proves himself, get on a winning team for 2 to 3 years, and his particular whoever, like if he's a defensive coordinator or whatever, that ends up being the standout for the team and the reason why they won. And then boom, somebody will take a chance on him.
I'm gonna keep my eye on him though, man. I'm gonna keep, because he didn't get a chance to really get things going at Michigan as quickly as like as far as his reputation. I think that he was a great recruiter. And I thought that from what I've understood, that was one of the main reasons why he kind of got that job. And so he didn't have it for very long to really see what him making his own mark and him putting his footprint down out there. So I'd be curious to see how that looked though, man. Yeah.
Hey, bro. Before we get into more sports stuff, I do want to talk to you about a little bit of entertainment stuff. So the boy Gucci Mane, the situation with Gucci Mane, and what's the boy name that was signed to him?
Shiesty.
What you feel about that situation, bro?
Okay, so let me just get a quick rundown. So Pooh Shiesty just got out of jail, right? He was locked up for a little while. He gets out of jail, and he apparently is setting up a meeting with Gucci Mane because he wants to get out of his contract. So with that, he brought another rapper. He brought his dad. They out in they meet up to in at a studio basically because they want to discuss the him getting on out of his contract basically though, right? So they basically kind of kidnap the boy Gucci, rob him basically, and they force him out of the contract. They force his way out of the contract. In the process, all of this apparently is getting caught on film. And this is the bad part about this because again, Pooh Shiesty has not been out of jail for very long. He just recently put out a song, First Day Out, and it was doing numbers, and everybody thought, hey, you know what? This is a rapper fresh out of jail. As long as you can make the hit records, to be able to survive coming fresh out of jail is like you getting your master's degree, right? That you were still young enough to be able to come out, put out great music, and you can take off from there. And here it is, this young brother is going right back to jail, though, bro. It's gonna there's so many things I think that's about. There's so many layers to this, though, bro. Um, one of the things that I'm mostly disappointed in as a father, you done drove across several states to co-sign this buffoonery for your son who you know just got out of jail. And you know that your son has the talent to take care of the generations. You didn't quite do it to that level. So you think that he is that dude, and you said, nope, son, we gonna go ahead. I'm gonna crash out with you on this one, though, right? I think to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That's probably the most disappointing thing of it, though, man, is the fact that his daddy, like I get that you say I'm a ride or die with my son, but at some point, though, bro, I'm gonna assume that his daddy got to be at least our age or older, right? So we collectively have kids that are basically Pooh Shicey's age, and that's assuming that he's also in his 20s, so bro. And so the fact that his dad didn't pull him back in, didn't step in, that's the part that I think that's the most disappointing thing of all of it, bro.
100%. Let me ask you this though. Uh, Gucci released a song talking about the incident. Was he wrong for putting the song out?
Listen, bro. This listen. I don't want to sound like a hater, but the song was whack for one. That's the number one thing because I'm always good for. I think the one thing that I can appreciate about rap beefs is that they when they yield great music. This song was whack, but for the other part is that if you've if you I don't know what Gucci's involvement has been with getting Pooh Shiesty locked back up. If he went to the police, I know that they said that
I mean, he hold on. He had to file
no,
insurance purposes for insurance purposes.
maybe for insurance purposes, but they also said that one of the cats who was there also had a little had a little AirTag in his bag that they stole from him, and that was how they wound up tracking him down. So maybe there was something like that. But my thing is this though, bro. I don't like the hindsight talk. Like, bro, I'm gonna give you a flip scenario today.
Okay, yeah,
But
because
I
I'm
don't
already
like, but
disagreeing with you.
this is my thing. Don't try to tell me, don't, okay, if you went and got the police involved and you putting out a record, you need to say you got the police involved
He
on
didn't
the
know.
record.
But that's the thing. He did. It wasn't him. When the reports came out, it never said that Gucci Man was the one that called the police. That's already been disputed.
Right.
There was
But
other
then here's
people
my
there.
thing. Okay, so that's fair. But here's my thing. I think that if you went there thinking that legitimately this dude don't got no issues with you, and y'all are coming there for a studio session, a business meeting, though, bro. I just think that if you were what you rapped about, you would be prepared for that, right? Don't like
Why
I
would
don't
you
like
be prepared for? Listen,
I
if
don't want to
you're
hear
artist,
what Gucci has to say. Listen, I don't want to hear what Gucci has to say. I maybe putting it on wax is the safe place, but don't tell me about this. I don't want to hear it. Like you might as well do a formal interview. You might as well go ahead and cooperate all the way. Like I don't care to hear about it. And I don't like the song either though, bro. So I don't
yeah,
know,
but
man.
this is
Maybe
the
if I
thing,
like
bro.
the song, if the song was better, maybe I'd like it. But I thought the song was just kind of, I don't know. It was kind of
Okay,
corny to
you
me
ain't
though,
like the
bro.
song. I get that, but the circumstances, I don't agree with. That's your artist. Somebody he probably had something to do with trying to help him get out of jail. So then if he, I don't know. I'm just saying that's your artist. The thing is that obviously he knew how Gucci operated, was why he knew where everything was at, how to move or whatever when he was in there when they did the hit or whatever like that. So I can't fault him for thinking that this is going to be a normal interaction when you call for a business meeting and then it goes south and then stuff happens. Like, nah, you've been in my inner circle. You've been around me, so you know how things operate. Why would I think it's a setup? That doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you don't like the song, okay. But at the same time, it's one of those things that the situation is out there. That is a way for him to say his side of the story musically. So I don't have an issue with that either. My
I
thing
don't
is
even like the music that he put out, and I just
hey,
don't. My thing is like,
I get that, but you already said you don't like the song. I'm just saying
let me
a lot of
let me
people
tell
have
you a
issues
different.
that he released a song, not so much that you
Okay,
didn't like the song.
let me tell you this. Okay, hold on. Let me tell you one that I think is one scenario that I think is different because I want to get these facts down.
All right.
Uh, 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 um, hold on. What is old boy name? Okay, so Ben 10. Okay, so look. Okay, so here's one thing that is interesting. Okay, so there was a this is one thing I think that is that is different. Okay, so there is a rapper who is out of Detroit. His name is that's why I was wanting to get the names right. There's okay, so this was Jay Prince Jr.
Mhm.
and this rapper, I think his name is like All Star J, and I could be wrong on these names, basically though, but on the people. But okay, so here's the thing: one of the guys from Detroit, he has a baby mom, and Jay Prince Jr. is now dating his mom, his baby mom's. All right, okay, cool. This dude's just a rapper. And I guess somehow they had some words because he was talking about being around his kid, whatever, right? So this guy from Detroit, he is out in he's out in Houston, I'm assuming, right? Now Jay Prince Jr. is with two dudes. This dude name was like Ben 10, and there was this other dude who is one of NBA young boys peoples. So I guess Jay Prince Jr. allegedly tells them like, y'all, we out and about, man. Yeah, I need his chain though, bro. Go take his chain. So he goes, and he didn't, but he goes and tells NBA young boys, partners them, and this his other dude to go try to snatch his chain. So they out here tussling, and listen, they got numbers on them. They up on them though, right? So they jump him and they pounding him out or whatever. And I'm talking about they say though, bro, they was pounding him out though, bro, all the way out. Well, in the process of them getting into the scuffle, bro winds up dropping a gun. Not the cat from Detroit, but somebody else had dropped the gun. My cat from Detroit gets the gun, shoots NBA young boys guy, right? And when he shoots NBA young boys dude, now this dude is laid up in a coma. They didn't say he'd been resuscitated, came back alive, then died again. They didn't brought him back, he'd have died again. They brought him back, and now he's back in a coma. Meanwhile, Jay Prince Jr. is just riding around, apparently scotch free because again, he was fine. He didn't get shot at or whatever, but he didn't throw the punches. He just was trying to make them make the move or whatever. What I think is crazy though is the cat from Detroit. He's back on social media doing the ultimate trolling though, right? He's like, yo, it's like he said he was like do a he did a challenge for a dance. He said, yeah, to do this dance, I'm gonna give y'all 20,000 whoever do the best dance. And he's in a crib and he's like, yeah, to do this dance, you gotta basically lay down on the ground and be twitching like you about to die and everything, though, bro. It's called the so-and-so challenge, though, bro. And he is basically out here talking about, yeah, you got to lay down because somebody just shot the shit out you, basically, though, right? And he out here laying down, though. And I was like, damn. And what's wild about that is this, is I'm thinking like, I wasn't mad at that, right? I wasn't mad that that was his response because he's saying, y'all got me, y'all pounding me out, right? But I laid y'all guy down because he was saying that he was like that. And I'm also saying that I'm like that. And I did what I had to do. And I don't think, and listen, I think that this was recorded, this was on video and everything like that. So, bro isn't going to jail. But because he's not going to jail, he is now, he said, I'm up now. Y'all had me, y'all had the numbers on me at the time. Now I'm up. And I'm not that mad at it. Now he didn't put a song out. He did put a song out, as a matter of fact. Did do a song. And I'm not
Did you
mad
like
at
the song?
his. I kind of listen. I don't listen. He's a younger dude, right? Young, early 20s though. So he said, you know how their music is. It was okay. It was better than Gucci's. And I think that the thing is, I wasn't mad at his response, right? That
So,
yeah, because
so,
his
so this is
response
this is
was
this is what's crazy to me. The way you described the story, Detroit dude was the victim.
the Troy dude was the victim.
Okay.
And even though
Hold on,
Gucci
hold on,
was the
hold on.
victim,
No, don't try to fix my point. Let me get my point out. I let you
it's
talk.
my bad. You right. Go ahead.
All right. So Detroit dude was the victim. He did the trolling and he did the song. You ain't got no issue with it. In first scenario, Gucci Man brings his artist over because he wants to have a meeting, a business meeting. He
And his
becomes the
name is
victim.
his. By the way, his. I'm sorry. I'm going to cut you. I'm going to let you finish. It's All Star Jr. is the dude from Detroit, and it's Ben 10 who got shot.
Okay. So all star. Okay. But Gucci Man and Pooh Shiesty, Gucci Man is the victim, but you didn't like his response to stuff. What's the difference?
It's not. It's not a
That's what I'm
difference.
saying. That doesn't make sense to me.
I just didn't like Gucci's response. And listen, part of it is this though, man. Like, listen to my thing. Part of it is probably because the label, right, on Gucci is that Gucci is the OG crash out because everybody always talk about these bodies that Gucci have. I understand that he was the victim, and so
Allegedly.
was All Star Jr. Allegedly, no. This was factually. This has been proven, so we ain't got to say allegedly.
I'm just saying
We ain't got
allegedly.
to say allegedly.
Either
You
way,
want to protect us? Okay, I get it.
here's the thing though. He is trying to monopolize off of a situation that's being put out because when the issue first came out, everybody was saying the stuff that you were saying, that he was the one that cooperated with the cops, he was the one that called, he was the one that did this. When you're a business, an entity, and the jewels that are involved that get robbed, the only way to get some sort of compensation of it, one, is to file an insurance claim, and two, make music and make the music go. So I don't have an issue with him marketing off of a bad situation. That's my opinion about it. Again, I ain't
I
got
get it.
none of the
He
street.
could have did it like this. He could have did a better song, bro.
I mean, either way, the
And listen,
song's still out there. People still listen to it, so it's still.
and people are listening to it. Now, here's the flip side to it. Where I'm gonna sound like a complete hypocrite. I'm not mad that Gucci didn't respond back. I'm not mad because Gucci's older now, right? So
Mhm.
I'm not mad that Gucci didn't just crash out and do whatever. Because to me, that is the more mature thing, right? He's older, he should be wiser. And if you're still making moves that you would have made when you was 19, 20 years old as a 40-some-year-old man, then it's like, what kind of growth are you really showing though? So I'm not mad that Gucci did. I would have rather Gucci had not did anything at all.
Mhm.
Like not said anything. I don't want to hear the song. Now, unless the song was a banger. But this one wasn't a banger though, bro.
And
It
this is
was
what's
it was a
crazy because
dud to
I
me.
think Zaytoven produced the beat too. So you out here.
I know it did. Sounds like a Zaytoven beat. This one sounds like an old Zaytoven, old Zaytoven beat. But I don't know, man. Like I said, I wasn't that impressed by it. And my thing is that I think All Star Jr. He was attacked. And then when people say, "Oh, he went out like a G," well, he did go out like a G, right? He went out blasting. And then it's just like, okay, well, then if you rap about it too, then I think that I'm not that mad because you were the victim. You know what I'm saying? You lived what you said you rapped about, and you went out, even though you were the victim. You was like, I'm not gonna go out all the way, and that's probably why I'm not mad at it though, bro.
Boy. Both
But
victims
he been listen. I never, but here's the thing about I never even heard of All Star Jr.
never.
until this, and I don't know that I will go and listen to his music, but I'm aware of who he is now, though, bro.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question for you because you had a conversation. You called me out the blue either yesterday or earlier today. I think it was yesterday. Yesterday, you called me and you was like, "Yo, this Daredevil, is next level. You see, matter of
Yep.
fact, your words were, "It is the best thing Marvel has put out for Marvel TV."
Yes.
Okay, so
And not just Marvel TV. If there's any DC
hold on,
shows, it's the best.
no, but
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what you said yesterday. There's a setup for this. So my
Yes.
question to you is: Daredevil better than The Boys?
Okay. I'm gonna say not yet. Not yet. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Because I think that the boys have a longer and more consistent track record.
How
When
you
I say
figure?
Daredevil, I'm saying this Born Again
Yeah, but see,
is
this is the thing. They're both on their fifth season.
I'm not even talking. So this is what I'm thinking about. I'm just talking about this season alone. I'm not even talking about the last Daredevil season. Because I think that this season already to me is better than the last one and the one before that. I'm just saying that period. This Daredevil is better than all of everything. But the boys is different. Because I think that the boys have been.
So
I look at the
wait, hold on,
boys.
because we need to quantify something here, right? Because
Okay.
there's only 2 seasons of the Disney Daredevil. There's the one that we're on now and the one before this.
Yes.
So technically, this is season 5. So there's 3 seasons of the Netflix Daredevil. So you trying to tell me
I don't even count them. I don't even count them
you
three.
have to count them because it's the lineage. You can't just not count it because you don't want to.
I'm scrapping all that. I'm just
You
saying
can't,
that for
you can't
me,
scrap it though because it's what I'm saying is the 2 seasons are based upon the 3 seasons before that. You can't just make
I
up your
scrap all
own
of it.
rules.
Not scrap all of it. I scrap all of it. But listen, I'm telling you that what I'm saying is that this individual season,
Uh-huh.
right, of Daredevil is better than any other season of any of the other
Okay.
Marvel
So
DC
okay.
series. It's
So
better than Loki series. It's better than WandaVision. This in all 3
you
episodes
trying to tell me
in.
you so I got 2 questions. Number one, because you said DC. So you telling me that this season of Daredevil is better than the Penguin?
Oh, I forgot about the Penguin, but I'm gonna be consistent, bro. Yes, and I might be a prisoner of the moment in saying that,
You
but for
gotta
where
be,
I'm
bro.
at, for the space that I'm at on what I want to see, Daredevil is exactly what I don't see on TV right now.
See,
Like and that's
you
what
on
I
that
love
crazy.
about it. And
Uh,
listen, don't get me wrong. I think that the pick. Listen, don't get me wrong. I could very well now. It could very well be that, like, see, Daredevil. If it doesn't keep with this trajectory, it could be that I
no,
think
no,
the
no.
Penguin.
There are people who have seen the entire season already that said it gets even better because there's other.
Okay, so yeah. If that's the case,
But
though, bro.
okay, well then
Yeah,
hold on.
for what I like, yes,
Okay, so then Daredevil and The Boys are around 2 to 3 episodes apiece. So we're on pace for. So thus far, is Daredevil better than The Boys this season to this
yes,
season?
yes.
Oh,
I think so. I think so. Listen, and that's considering, right? I'm not even considering where they left off. I'm just saying this
it's no.
individual
I'm
season.
talking. I'm talking this season to this season because apparently
Yes, I think
you.
Daredevil is better.
Okay. So y'all put it in the chat, man. Put it in the comments. Let us know which one do you think is
Tell
better
me if
right
I'm capping.
now. Daredevil.
I just think that Daredevil. Listen. I listen overall. I probably would say I like the boys better as a series. But I'm
Yeah,
talking
but
about this season.
you trying to tell me after what done happened in the boys already, because this is the final season, and we already had an original cast member die. I ain't
A
spoiling.
train is a train. No, I'll see. We gonna talk about it. You saw it already.
I know I saw it, but it might be some people that ain't seen it. You anyway.
You should have
There's
put the spoiler alert tag up there, bro.
I didn't know you was finna just say that after I just said I wasn't gonna spoil it, and you just gonna Throw it out there.
It wasn't put this. That person dying wasn't enough to top how good Daredevil's been to me.
All right, y'all
And,
heard
and,
it.
and if you want to go there, an original cast member has also died on Daredevil. So there you go.
Who?
The wife just died
She
yesterday when I
didn't
watched
die.
it.
She didn't die. You don't know that
She
she
took the
died.
joint to the neck. Well, listen,
It was in her
implied
face. Oh, right. So you can't say that for sure, though.
it was in her neck.
I thought it was in her face, on the side of her head.
Well, either way, though, it's
You don't know that
implying
she
that
died,
she
bro.
lost a lot of blood. Okay, so we don't know that yet. I'm just saying that the original cast member from The Boys dying so far, to what I like, doesn't make it better or even on par so far. I've enjoyed The Boys thoroughly, but I'm saying that I've enjoyed Daredevils. It's, you know what it is. It seemed like the people who wrote Daredevil said, you know what, though, man, we tapping in to what Charlie like on this season, because every single episode has been all of what I've been wanting to see, though,
Right.
bro.
And guess what? These writers is the same ones that wrote the Netflix Daredevil. That's why that's why it's
I
consistent
get it.
with the story.
It might. I'm not saying again. I can appreciate the story and I can appreciate all of that. I'm just saying, if I just had to bottle up this season, it's better than any other so far. It's better than any other Daredevil season. It's better than any other all of the season, all of the Marvel universe, the DC TV, all of the shows, bro. It's better than all of them right now. It's like I said, if I had to rank, it's almost like how, you know, how we might rank the best seasons of Game of Thrones,
Mhm.
because it's like that. Like it's, to me, I can say this season, in the grand scheme of the Marvel cinematic TV and the DC TVs, it's better
I'm
than
just
all
saying,
of them.
you was trying to lump all of the superhero stuff in there, so I had to ask about the boys.
Penguin is one of them ones where I was just like, you know what?
Penguin
Because
was
the way
like,
the way Penguin ended, to me, I was not expecting Penguin to end the way it did, though, bro.
that's been out for a year now. So yeah,
Yeah.
that boy Vic dying was
When
crazy.
Vic died, I was like, yo, y'all gonna go out like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But
listen, to me, Penguin is like, even though it was a superhero show, it was more of a gangster. It was like a
that's
Game of
why,
Thrones slash
yeah.
the what's the show we like on HBO? To start with an S, that the dad died, the kids was on there. Charlie Cochran's brother. Starts with
Oh my God, I was about to say it, and then you said
Succession.
Succession. It was
Yeah.
a drama. It wasn't a superhero movie.
Nah,
And
you
that's what
didn't
I'm
have
saying. That's
you
why,
didn't have to have any knowledge of Batman or nothing watching Penguin.
yes, and that's why I almost, that one would have went over my head, because I didn't consider that one to be a superhero movie because of that, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, it's fire.
the lanterns are starting to look like it's gonna be like that too.
Listen, it better be, because now my standard after watching Daredevil, like, that's my thing, though, man. I think that for me, I personally, bro, just like to see good fight scenes, though, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And going toward the end of last season, it was building up to where them boys was getting epic fight scenes, and then so when they start this one off, it's like back to back to back to back to. It's cold, bro, cold.
And they already shooting season 3 too.
Yeah, cold.
All right, man. Let's jump into this NBA unless you got something before we get into that.
Nope.
All right. So before we get into the playoffs and all of that, let's talk about the other drama that then sparked off. The boy Doc Rivers done stepped on down, and since he done stepped down, the drama been unfolding. So apparently some players had leaked that he had these meetings, and basically Doc was in there like, yo, Google me, bro. Like, look at my record. Look what I done did. And Doc had to come back and be like, listen, let me give you context. Like, my thing is that when a player is talking to me, talking about, look at my track record, I'm a fire back. And my thing is I think it's whack that whoever did it, and he said, if you read the article, you can tell who it was. But the fact that one of the vets or somebody had to leak what we was talking about, I think it's whack. Like, closed door meetings should be closed door meetings. Like, why is it? What's it leaking out for? But
They always get out though. All the closed door meetings, information always come out.
I mean, I get that, but I'm just saying I also understand that Doc is from a different school. He ain't from our school. He's from deeper than that, where people was probably fighting. Like, what I'm saying is we are, it's 2026. And like, I guess if the Draymond punch got out, then obviously this was gonna get out. But I just think, yeah, when is stuff that happens between, because Charles and Chuck them, well, Charles and Chuck them, Charles, Shaq them, and Kenny was talking, and they said, look, back in the day, there was fights, coaches getting choked out, and players fighting and all that, and it never got out. But Shaq brought up the point, just like you just said, hey, it gets out all the time now. But anyway, now that he's gone, where do you think that leaves Giannis? Like, what's going on with that?
And for starters, if you don't want anything to be leaked out, do not have your players have any relationships with Taylor Rooks, bro, because it's gonna come out, bro. They gonna tell her everything, bro. Listen, bro. She might not even ask them just to impress her. They'll just tell her, bro. Yeah, you won't believe what happened out here. They gonna tell it to Taylor Rooks, though, bro. Uh, okay. So listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I love to see black coaches thrive in the NBA, right? I love to see black coaches thrive in baseball and in the NFL because I honestly believe, especially in the NBA, the NBA to me is and it's very similar to the NFL, where to me, it's black players outnumbered by a ridiculous amount, right? It's a black league. In the NBA, especially, it's been one where you don't traditionally see as many black coaches. So I'm always a big fan when I see a black coach get jobs and I see them thrive. If I'm being completely honest, and I tell the homies this all the time, I've never seen a coach in the NBA history ride one championship longer than Doc Rivers have, bro. The NBA just will not let Doc Rivers go away, bro. And so when he got the job out there with the Bucks, I said, golly, bro, he just won't go away. And the bag that they threw him to go out there, I was just like, oh my gosh. And listen, I'm gonna be honest. I think that Doc Rivers, to me, if I'm being honest, I've always thought that Doc Rivers was like this middle of the road, mid tier kind of coach that just so happened to have caught a good team and built a good team around. Because like, I thought that he was a playoff coach when he was at Orlando. He was a playoff coach outside of that when he was with Boston. He was a playoff coach when he was with the Clippers. But I just think that he had three all-time great players that were willing to concede for the better of the championship. But people took that as him being a franchise builder, and I just don't. It didn't surprise me that when he left Boston that they didn't fall off. Yeah, they had them couple of years, but once they got the guy from Butler and they built it, it didn't surprise me. And then when he left the Clippers, it didn't surprise me that the Clippers still did okay though, right? But that's my thoughts on Doc. I just thought that, I don't want to say a championship winning coach is overrated, but but if there's any case, I've never seen anybody stay in the league longer off of one championship longer than Doc Rivers.
Who got okay, but who has a better reputation with the one championship, him or Frank Vogel?
Well, listen, but he does, but why not Frank Vogel? That Frank Vogel got fired the next year after he won the championship, though, right?
And he got fired
And
from
so,
the Suns too.
and he got fired from the Suns. Budenholzer got fired from the Bucks, and then got
Mark
a job a
Morris.
little bit later and got fired. Fired for the Suns, though, right? It's just like I said, usually it's like a one championship coach it isn't guaranteed though, bro. And the only other coach I can think of that the NBA kept around that longer was Mike D'Antoni. Like, people, for some reason, people just believed in the Mike D'Antoni system, even though it had never yielded championships. He would always get jobs though, bro. But Doc Rivers he's been riding that one championship ring for longer than anybody. And I think that one championship ring for the Celtics is so celebrated more than any other team championship that I can think of, though, man, because hell, like I don't think we celebrate the Raptors one ring the way that we celebrate the Celtics one ring, though, bro. It's just it's crazy though, man. But for your question though about Giannis, I think that Giannis should have been out of there before this past season, though, right? And I think that it's just to me the it to me while it might point to, oh well, if Doc Rivers was the fall guy, it doesn't add to the fact that there's some dysfunction in the top level of the organization. And I think that it's one of those things where they're gonna have to figure out a way to get off of Giannis, but also put him in a situation where he's your franchise leader, so you don't want him to go to the Pelicans, right? But then it's just like who is equal value? They were trying to get Cat right for the Lakers, and I think that that's a deal that you can do. I think that you can get Carl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges for Giannis, and if you want to throw in some draft picks, that to me is a comparable deal where I don't think that the Bucks would feel like they're getting completely fleeced.
Well, the problem is because they waited past the trade deadline, they fixing to get fleeced. Because the thing is that teams know now that the ball is in Giannis's court on where he want to go. Because
Yeah.
y'all don't get a deal done, he walking away for free. So now he gets to determine where he want to go. So they messed that up.
Is he going to be a complete free agent?
If they don't get a deal done by next year, he walks away. That's why
they're gonna have to get him out of there, man. They got to get something.
They messed up by not getting him out of there before the trade deadline this year, because now you go into the summer, the teams know you have to move him, and because here's the
why
thing,
give up big money if you're gonna leave anyway?
It's not even that. It's not even that. The other thing comes into play too, because if they wanted to trade him, and if Giannis tells them, "I'm not gonna sign a long-term deal after that year," teams ain't gonna do it either. So the ball is in his court. He gets to decide where he want to go.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that. Like, you and I always talk about that. Any chance that you get, especially when you're on the back end of your career, to have it finish however you want to see it fit, whether it's you want to chase the championships or whatever. I don't see Giannis as somebody who's going to chase being a role player. I think that to me, he still has such star power, though, bro. The Knicks is the only thing that makes sense to me.
Golden State.
Golden State. Now, you know what would also make sense to me?
What's that?
If you were able to pair Giannis with Kawhi Leonard in these stages, I think you might have a 2 to 3 year window where you can win a championship and be straight.
I think Minnesota. I think you put Ant-Man and Giannis together. Get rid of Gobert.
Yeah. Especially if Giannis is a center, you can get rid of Gobert, and you can and they would gladly get rid of Julius Randle, bro.
100%. That's what I'm saying. They got a chance. And Miami already said they're gonna go after him.
Listen, man, I part of me feels a little bad because I like to see small market teams like OKC. Like I hate to see where you can only get players because you draft good, or that you get, these unexpected guys and you pour into them and they grow on your team. Like, I'd hate to see Shea where we couldn't find a deal to keep Shea for the rest of his career in OKC, and then somebody just come and poach him away. So I hate that for the Bucks. And I hate it at the expense of it being a big market team.
But the Bucks did it to themselves, because you had
an opportunity. The Bucks did it to themselves.
Yes, so I don't have sympathy for people that.
OKC basically did the same thing with Kevin Durant.
No, that was different. That was the reason why everything has changed, though, right? The reason why teams now have to listen to superstars is because of what KD did. So I get it. That makes sense. Now, which big star do you think is getting moved first? Do you think it's Giannis, LeBron, KD? I mean, not KD. Giannis, LeBron, Steph, John Morant. Out of them four, who do you think? Oh, and Kawhi. That's right. That was the fifth. So Kawhi.
I think that the least likely is Steph. Like I don't know. I think that you keep Steph. To me, this is my thing about it. If you trade or let Steph go, I lose complete faith in team in general. Like you might be like, I know you and I, we always talk about that. A team will cut a player, let a player go. Somebody gotta be a lifer, right? Somebody got to be a
Understand, but
Dirk.
at the same time, if Golden State is like, listen, Steph, we respect every single thing you have done for this organization. But bro, I'm gonna be honest, bro. We going into a rebuild, and I would love for you to have the opportunity to go and try to get you another one before you get on out of here. I don't have
They
no
presented
issue
it
with
like
that.
that. It's yeah, I don't have that issue. And if Steph, if it was really a mutual thing where Steph even came to them and says, listen, I understand it. I can work something out with these teams for the sake of the team because I love y'all like that. We can go ahead and I wouldn't be mad at that at all. But if you just trade Steph Curry, though, bro, for any other reason, all
Yeah,
loyalty is
that's what I'm
lost. I
talking
don't even
about. I'm talking about the
yeah,
loyalty aspect of Golden State doing right by Steph.
yeah.
I'm not talking about they just up and trade him. I'm saying like, look, you owe Draymond owe
Jimmy
Jimmy
Butler
Butler,
coming back
Chris
off of
Leeds is
injury.
old.
You
Like
might as well blow it up.
exactly. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is from that standpoint, we just want to get a bunch of young guys in here. Let's rebuild this thing, and we thank you for your service.
Ooh, boy, listen, I think, bro, that oh my gosh, the Warriors are in that new facility. Boy, they gonna be trash for a long time without Steph Curry, boy. Golly, I mean, you think about it though, they gonna be trash. Listen, the Warriors might look like the Kings if you go ahead and let go Steph. If Steph retires, though, bro, and you just sit there and say, okay, well, if Steph could retire and I don't know where you go where you ever gonna get equal value for Steph, even if you do it in draft picks, though, right? Oh man, they gonna look like the Kings and the Pelicans, though, bro.
Yeah,
And maybe
I mean they
even
ain't the only ones. The
oh,
Clippers got that new facility. The Intuit Dome ain't
who,
gonna pay for itself.
oh yeah. So listen, I
So
think that
out of them
Steph
five, who was more who?
Steph stays,
Okay,
right?
who going first?
I don't think okay, so look, Steph stays. I don't think as much as people say that LeBron is going anywhere. I think that he'll sign. I think LeBron will sign a 1 year deal with a player's option or a team option and retire out as a Laker. I don't think that he'll go back to the Cavs or anywhere else, right? I just don't. Because I think that he would want to have a final parade like send off, right?
Yeah, but you trying to tell me that he still don't have an aspiration to try to get one more?
I don't listen. No, I don't. I don't. I don't. I think that he's playing because he enjoys playing now, and he wants to be on a competitive team, which is the hints of Luca. But listen, like I told you before, man, I don't think that Luca is a championship. He can prove me wrong. He's not a championship winning player to me. And even though you pair LeBron up with him, and even if you put LeBron as the third, LeBron James isn't the reason why the Lakers wouldn't win it. So if he goes, and let's say if you put him on the same there, what other teams could you see him being on? He'll be a free agent. What other teams can you see LeBron being on that him making it maybe the Knicks? And I would hate to see LeBron in the Knicks jersey. Oh my gosh. I only want to see him in the Cleveland jersey, but I don't even care to see that much. I'm gonna tell you. So the most obvious choices out of those would be Ja Morant or Giannis. Ja Morant mainly because they were trying to, they just couldn't find a team. And so teams were looking to say, you got to give him and something else. I think that at some point, as we getting closer to the end of the season, especially with the draft, I think that once positioning gets put in place and you see who's going to be where, I think that the Grizzlies will find a way to get from under Ja Morant, and then that's going to be it, though, bro. So I think that Ja Morant is the most logical one to be done
So you say
because
Kawhi staying at the Clippers?
I think Kawhi's going to stay. Yeah, I think Kawhi will stay.
Okay.
But I think that the Bucks will try to do another effort to show Giannis that he should stay, and I think that they'll try to sign another superstar to play aside him, though. The problem is it's Milwaukee, and I
think
just
that
don't think that
relationship
people
busted.
are dying to go there.
I think that relationship busted, bro.
They're trying though, bro. Like this is my thing about they're
But
trying,
they've
and it's
been
just
trying though. That's what I'm saying. At some point, bro, at some point, you have to let it go. It's not healthy for the organization in general. The thing is that Bobby Portis has been doing interviews throughout the season. Bro, it's a headache to have even if they're interviewing you because of the game you just had when Giannis wasn't playing. You know, as a player, you getting the question, what do you think Giannis gonna do? Like eventually, bro, like the writing's gotta be on the wall. It's either they just
I
need
agree.
so they either need to just come out and say, look, we don't care. We sticking with Giannis until the wheels fall off. Just say that if you're not going. But all this,
I don't think that they can, in fairness to Giannis, though, right? I
they can't
think that to him, they probably
with Giannis. That's what I'm saying. Giannis is not gonna come out and say he wants to leave. We know that. So if that's the case, as the organization, it's your responsibility. It ain't Giannis's responsibility to begin with. It's y'all's responsibility to the organization.
I feel you, man. But if we're saying that the fact that the fact that the Grizzlies were actively trying to, dog, you know, the one thing that's been terrible though, man, is that John Morant came out with these cold shoes though, bro, and hadn't been playing that much in this season to even showcase the shoe off. I mean, he had the coldest shoe this year though, bro.
Ain't gotta worry about it.
And
We out here rocking it for him because my Jurassic Parks is on the way.
there he is out there, got the coldest shoe and has not played that much over. I said, golly, like when he had the Ja twos, those I wasn't mad at that he didn't play that season because the shoes was weak anyway. But
Yeah.
you drop the hottest shoe and then you still have an injury season. It's like, oh my god,
Well, first
it's
of
a
all,
waste
it's
of a
the
great
second
shoe.
hottest shoe. Let's just get that cleared up right now.
Like when I'm in the gym, I see everybody rocking the
You know
Ja.
why? That's because the hottest shoe people ain't able to get. That's why you see a lot of people.
Maybe I'm not saying that that's not the case. I'm just saying that by far the most popular shoe that I see are the Jazz.
Yeah, the most popular, the most accessible shoe is the Jaws. But the most fire shoe of the season is them Shays. Let's just get that cleared up right now.
I'm not listen. You can however you want to say it. I'm not gonna argue that point. I'm saying for me as somebody who's in them gyms regularly,
Yeah,
I see more people wearing the
you
Jazz
see them
because they are
they're
more
more
accessible.
accessible. You're right. That's exactly why.
Mhm.
They're more
Hey.
accessible. I had no issues whatsoever getting them the Jurassic Parks, but I had an issue getting them Shays. There's a difference.
But listen, the fact that you can go to the mall and buy a pair of Air Force Ones out of any Foot Locker still means something though, bro. So I mean, I'm saying it's that's the way I look at that. Yeah, it's you might have a pair of all white shades and you can't never find none, but you can always get you some all white Air Force Ones though. 07. So it's that.
Right.
Let me ask you this though, bro.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Did you keep up any at all? This is talking about basketball. Did you keep up at all any with the WNBA draft?
I did not. Only thing I saw that was noteworthy was, I mean, that for me, I'm not saying not noteworthy to fans, but to me, the only thing that I saw was I saw Daddy get his move over to got that 7-figure deal. And then I saw what's her name? With the Reeboks, Angel Reese got moved to Atlanta. So
Yep.
and I don't even know what
So
team Daddy went to, but
The who?
Daddy.
Pops.
Yeah.
Pops is back with the Pops is back with no, Pops is I think Pops is with Houston.
Oh, well, 7-figure deal. That's all I know.
Yeah. I think Pops is with Houston though, bro.
Pops ain't
I
got to go
think
to
that
work.
well, here's the one thing I think that's crazy though, bro. So I think that some of the highlight this is going to be on a very probably simple level is that the number one pick was the girl Ozzy Fudd, right? She got picked by the Dallas Wings. Well, what's funny about that is that
Is that the chick from TCU?
huh?
Is that the chick from TCU?
No, that's a girl she played for UConn,
Oh, okay.
right? Yeah, so she plays for UConn. What I think is crazy about that though, right, is Paige Buckets. also played for UConn, and that's her girlfriend. They're
Uh,
pairing them up like that. Like that's pretty interesting. The other part to me though that I think is also very interesting about it to me is that the girl from TCU, you talking about Olivia Miles. I think that she was one of the girls who came back to college last year, where she could have went to the WNBA, probably would have been a top 5 pick last year as well, and she NIL'd it. I think that with all the uncertainty with the WNBA and the negotiations with contracts, she went back to school for that extra year, and then boom, that's it, though, man. So that worked out for her. I think the part that was also one of the highlights is that um, two girls from UCLA went back to back. One of the girls, Lauren Betts, and then the other girl was Gabriela Jaquez. Her brother is a dude, Jaime Jaquez, who plays for the Miami Heat. So they won the national championship, the UCLA's first one. I thought that was pretty dope that they went back to back in the draft. I think that's pretty cool. I think that actually UCLA had they had 3 back-to-back girls. There's a girl, Kiki Rice. So they went back to back, boom, 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 boom. So that's one thing. The thing I think that was interesting though is that Flage, bro, Flage feels like she's been growing up in front. It seems like for as long as for like maybe the last 3 years though, bro. Flage's been on the scene though, man. She was drafted by Golden State, but then was traded right away though, man. So I thought that was kind of interesting because I thought that again, first season that they would want to go ahead and have some star power. They traded her away though, man. So that's one thing. And then there was another girl who also was drafted so by UCLA. So UCLA had I think four of their starting 5
mhm.
go ahead and get drafted though, bro. So that was crazy. Historic run for them though, bro.
That's what's up. Hey, because we gotta get out of here, but I gotta ask you we needed to get to this real quick, but before it start, the uh the play in. Who you got? Let's see here. East gonna play. Where's the play in joint at? Dang it, where's the? Let me see here. Bracket. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So the who you got out of the Suns and the Trailblazers?
The Suns.
Okay. Who you got out of the Clippers and the Warriors?
I'm gonna, you know what though, man. If Steph is out 100%, I'm gonna go with the Warriors though. I'm gonna surprise you and go with the Warriors.
Okay. Then who you got out of the Warriors? I mean the Warriors and the Trailblazers.
Warriors.
Okay.
I'm
So
always pick the champ, bro.
all right. So then on the opposite spectrum, come on now. It ain't even trying to show me the East, bro.
It's the Knicks. Knicks playing against the Hawks. And listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would love nothing more for the
The Knicks
Hawks to
and the
win.
Hawks.
So I'm gonna pick the Hawks.
The Knicks is in the play-in.
Yeah, the Knicks is playing against the Hawks.
Okay, what's the other one?
There's the Hornets are playing against hold on one sec. I'm gonna tell you who. Mm,
I see. I had this pulled up earlier, so I wouldn't even have to be doing all this.
okay, so here we go. There's the Hornets in Miami.
Hmm.
I got a feeling, bro, that the Hornets might win this first game. At least this, yeah. I think the Hornets might sneak something though, bro. Win this first game.
So okay, so then
Uh,
you got the Heat playing who out of the 76ers and the Magic? No, no, no. It's the
seven
opposite way. My bad, my bad. The Magic and the 76ers, who you got?
Magic and 76er. Oh, Joel Embiid ain't there. He got appendicitis or something like that. He had something else.
Playoff P gonna be
He
there, bro. You be disrespecting
who
playoff P.
will play off P back off that HGH. So uh
Him and Maxi.
you know what? I'm gonna go Orlando.
Okay, so then it's the 76ers versus the Hornets.
76ers.
Okay, there we go. All right.
But the Hawks, yeah, the Hawks do on the Hawks
The Hawks
play
are but that's not a play in though. That's just who they
Okay.
think.
Well, listen, I'm saying I'm picking the Hawks right off the cuff to beat the Knicks.
Yeah. All right. Last
The
thing.
Hawks got them young boys, and I think them young boys, and they got Kuminga out there playing the way he should have been playing out there at Golden State. So I like it.
Yeah. We will definitely get into more playoff talk next Tuesday because everything should be set. So we can determine who gonna win what. What you doing for them Usher Chris Breezy tickets, bro?
Hey, listen, man, I'm not doing nothing, bro. Cause
You not going?
I haven't even looked and seen when they're gonna be out here in Atlanta.
Right around Halloween, bro.
Of course, I talked to the research department. She already in the research and said they're gonna be out here at the Mercedes-Benz. So it's the Falcons. They doing a whole stadium out here, not the State Farm Arena out here. So maybe I'll go to. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna go to, but I haven't made any plans to go
See,
to.
I'm going so I can judge them on the verses.
Okay. That is an interesting point, though, man. That's interesting. But no, listen, I think a big. It's probably listen. It gotta be a top 5 R&B concert of all time.
To me, this is the grown-up version of the Scream tour.
Yes.
Even though the Scream tour is a grown-up tour now, but it's their fans that grew up with them, right? This
would be the equivalent. This would be the equivalent of Beyonce and Rihanna doing a tour together.
I don't know about that.
I think it would be.
This would be Beyonce and Taylor Swift.
No, because Taylor Swift isn't R&B. I'm talking about the R&B side.
Big artists, though, bro. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking
about no. Give me same genre. Two of the GOATs from the same genre. It would have to be Beyonce for R&B.
Okay,
Beyonce
but it ain't Rihanna.
and Rihanna.
No, it's not Rihanna.
Ooh.
I'm getting there. It ain't Rihanna though. It's if anything.
Don't say SZA.
Huh?
Don't say SZA.
But she's like you're talking about Chris Brown is their Usher. So SZA is their Beyonce. But if you since R&B, it ain't Rihanna, bro.
I'm not gonna say. See, this is my thing about it. Chris Brown is our era. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that I don't look at him like he's theirs. He's with us.
What I'm saying is, the reason why verses feel like it would be that close is because the younger generation look at Chris Brown like we looked at Usher. I understand. Well, you got to understand when Chris Brown came in the game, we were old. He was 16.
But even when he was 16, we were all like 5 years older than him.
No, we weren't. Listen, this is how I know. Because I took Deuce and Tari to meet him at the BX when he was 16. You're lying. That's what I'm saying.
But you was still like 26. So you were 10 years older than him.
Okay. But what I'm saying is I'm the same age as Usher.
I don't know, but SZA still seems.
I understand what you're saying,
much but younger.
You're the one that put it on the genre. I'm saying it's got to be somebody of equal value. And so I'm saying Usher is huge. Chris Brown is huge. So you can't
I think Rihanna's the only one.
Rihanna's not.
I can't say SZA.
She got more than Rihanna. Yes, bro. I don't know, bro. I ain't arguing with you about this, bro. Because that don't even make sense. SZA is not on the same level as Usher and Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
She ain't even been in the game that long like that.
Listen, Chris Brown. This one said. Chris Brown. Some people consider Chris Brown to be their GOAT.
Maybe
some people
Mariah
like us
Carey,
might consider
Carey and Beyonce.
Maybe that will be it.
Okay.
Because some people might say Mariah Carey is more pop. But I think that most people say that Rihanna is R&B. So who is then actively?
She's not it. She don't have enough. She doesn't have enough records to be the comparison to Chris Brown and Usher, bro. That's not a fair comparison.
Hold on. Rihanna?
Yes.
Boy, hey, we appreciate y'all for tapping in with the Slash Brothers podcast. We out here live every Tuesday at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock CST time, though, man. It's your boy Charlie Venus. That's Ace Kennedy out here, though, man.
In the comments, y'all put in, let us know who is the equivalent for the Beyonce and Who concert that would compare to the Chris Brown and Usher concert. Put it in the comments. We out, bro.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you
of
dig
all
it,
time.
sucker?